Today I've got a simple 5-minute workout that you can do straight from your chair, and I'm coming at you from the RV. If you don't already know, we're full-time RVing around the country. I've got 4 little kids, and we are outside of Austin, heading to New Orleans in 3 days. So we are super excited, but I want to get this video to you in your hands because it's a whole body strength workout that you can do while you're watching The Crown on Netflix or whatever you might be watching. So go ahead and stick with me, and I'll teach you the 6 different exercises that you'll do, how to do them, the reps and sets and all that good stuff. So stay right with me. All right, I'm Coach Todd, head coach of feelgoodlife.com. If you don't know us, we help people 50 and over get rid of joint pain and get strong, healthy joints. So if you're not already part of our community, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and we'd love for you to come along with us on this journey to strong, healthy joints into your later years. All right, well, let's go ahead and get started in the workout. If you don't already know, there's something called sarcopenia, and it's once you hit 30, you start to lose muscle mass. And you might not have known that, but you can lose up to 3 to 8% per decade. So by the time you're 60, you might have lost 24% about of your muscle mass. And it just happens over daily life, right? We are maybe we've got a desk job, we're hunched over, we're working on our computers, or we might be working in a factory, we might be, there's any number of jobs, and we just let life slip by and the decades pass, and our muscles start to waste away, right? You've probably heard that adage of if you don't use it, you lose it, and that's totally true with your muscles. So this workout is really good, especially if you're not in a normal workout routine. You might be just out of the rhythm, and so it's a great workout that you can do. Literally, as I mentioned, pop on a Netflix show, or you're watching television. Commercials seem to get even longer than the show sometimes, so it might even be longer than 5 minutes, a whole set of commercials. And so you can do this workout right along instead of melting your brain with watching commercials. So let's go ahead and get started with the workout. There's 6 different exercises, and you can do them all from your chair. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with number 1. The first exercise is the seated row. So I'm in a stool right now. You can use a chair, you can use your recliner. If you're using your recliner, make sure to kind of scooch up. You're not going to want to lean back for this exercise, at least specifically. So sit upright, so your feet are going to be shoulder width, your knees are going to be kind of out. This is just a good general posture to have while you're doing chair exercises. And your spine is going to be neutral. By neutral, what I mean is you're not hunched over. You're not hunched over like this, and you're not arching all the way back. You're just nice, neutral, and upright. And so the seated row is going to look like this. You're going to bring your arms out, keep those shoulders relaxed, and keep your elbows tight while you draw them back. So you're going to squeeze your shoulder blades. These are called your scapulas. So those are your shoulder blades. They're just big bony parts that move your shoulder around. And you're going to squeeze those things together as you squeeze your elbows in. And again, you pretend you're pulling something. Maybe you're, I don't know, bringing up your grandchild up to give him a kiss or something. You're pulling that elbow in, those elbows in, and squeezing. You want to give it a good 5-second squeeze. You don't need to, try to pass out because you're squeezing so hard. You can go 70 to 80%, but you really want to feel that shoulder blade right in between here. If you can see that, I'm squeezing those shoulder blades together, keeping those shoulders relaxed. Squeezing those together. Go ahead and try that. Don't just, if you need to hit pause, that's fine, but go ahead and try that right along with me. Squeeze. You can feel like those elbows are tightening in. So you want to do that. You want to do 10 different reps in 5 seconds each. So you hold for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's 3. So that exercise is called seated row. It's really good for strengthening the back. And so, say you're carrying groceries, it helps to strengthen your back. So as well as your arms too. All right, that's exercise number 1. Exercise number 2 is seated tummy twists. So this is what this looks like. You're gonna, again, sit in your stool, your chair. Again, if you're in a recliner, go ahead and scooch forward. And this works the core. This works the core and strengthens your abs, your low back, your obliques, but it also is good for mobility, right? And for your spine. So your spine can sometimes get bunched up. There's little ligaments in between your spine. They're called transverse spinae. There's the kind of the bony prominence on the outer portion of your spine, and they start to bunch up and they start to get tight, and it just causes problems long term. So as you twist, you make that twisting motion, it helps to loosen up those ligaments. So this helps kind of the core region as well as the spine. So go ahead and you can put your arms out to the side like this. You could put them out like this if you wanted. Both are perfectly fine options. And what you're going to do is you're going to rotate to the side and then rotate to the other side. And you'll notice because you're sitting in a chair, you're keeping your pelvis down, or stationary rather. So if you were standing, you might twist maybe from the ankles or something, or from the hips, and you're not really going to be isolating your core and your spine. And so by sitting in a chair, what you're doing is really isolating that core, and you'll feel it. Make sure you're tightening your core, kind of tuck that tummy in, the belly button should be in, and you're just tightening it while you twist. As always, keep that shoulder relaxed, both shoulders, not just one. And you'll do 10 reps. So you go to one side, go to the other side. You could even place your hands like this. I like to keep them out though, because it's just a mental trick that helps kind of get that full rotation. Right? If you kind of keep them in, you might just go a little bit. By keeping them out, you kind of think, okay, I've got a point. I'm kind of a robot, right? It's okay, last time my fingers are pointed out this direction. Maybe the next time around, I can kind of see it go even further. So those are seated tummy twists. So you're gonna do this 10 reps on each side. Third exercise, overhead arm raises. So you're in the same posture, neutral spine, shoulder, knees and feet out, about shoulder width apart. Keep your elbows in. So this is kind of the same posture that you did for the last exercise. And slowly raise your arms up and raise them back down. So I'm not letting my shoulders rise up to my ears like this, right? So if that would have looked like this, what happens then is you start to bunch up your neck, and that's not good. So keep your shoulders down and lift your shoulders. This is a perfect exercise for strengthening your shoulders to help prep you for, say, putting the groceries away, right? You put those can of beans up at that top shelf, and it helps strengthen your shoulders. So this is just doing it without that weight of the can. Just like this. You're going to do 10 reps for this one as well. Think of these exercises as kind of like tools in your toolbox, right? By that I mean, again, say you're watching television, maybe you're on a walk, or you just have a free second while you're brushing your teeth, right? You can be brushing your teeth with this hand, and you just lift this arm up. So a lot of people think that, hey, I can't do exercise, or I have to do exercises at my specific time. But when you learn these different exercises, you literally can do them at any time. Every morning I take a walk, and I'm frequently doing exercises to strengthen and stretch out my shoulders. I'll do twists. I might look a little bit odd to anyone else that's hiking, but I don't care at all. So just think of these exercises you can do not just during the 5-minute routine too. Okay, so that's exercise number 3, overhead arm raises. The next one is inner thigh squeezes. So I actually forgot my towel when I hit play, or record rather. But you're gonna wanna use a towel, rolled up towel. You can use a firm pillow, and you can even use your fists, which is what I'm gonna do, I guess now since I forgot my tool. So you want your knees up though. You want your knees not stretched out like this. So you're maybe in a chair, maybe you're in a stool like I am where it's a little bit higher up. What I'm going to do is actually just place my feet up on that first rung, just so it's a little bit more comfortable because I'm going to be strengthening the inner portion of my thighs. So you can place both fists in between your thighs like this, or use your rolled up towel. That's perfectly fine too. And you're just going to squeeze, just like this. Squeeze against your fists and then relax just for a moment. Squeeze against your fists and relax. Squeeze and relax. Just like with the other exercises, you'll do this 10 reps total. You really feel it. If you start to feel it too much, maybe your thighs are spasming. You could maybe feel it up in that groin area, and it just hurts a little bit too much. Just back off. I mean, you can get up and shake your legs out a little bit. Maybe do a quick walk around the kitchen or something, or wherever you're doing it. But you don't need to do it at 100% max effort. You can stay within that 60 to 70% range. Again, your muscles are still tightening to perform the movement, so you don't need to overdo it. But you're going to do this one for 10 times too. Squeeze and release. Squeeze and release. Okay, that one's called inner thigh squeezes. The next one is knee lifts. So this is a fun one. This one really strengthens the hip flexors. A lot of people have problems with their hip flexors. They're too weak, they're too tight. There's just a lot of problems that people have with hip flexors, and it starts to become a problem, especially when you are trying to climb stairs. Not climb them, but step up the stairs. So if that muscle is weak, then because that muscle lifts that leg up, right? So if it's weak, then you could drag that leg up to not far enough, and then your foot kind of hits that stair and you could potentially fall. And so these exercises are really good for strengthening that hip flexor, so that when you climb up those stairs, it's a lot easier. Okay, so this one is knee lifts. So what you're going to do is you can place your hands on your thighs. That's just going to give a little bit of extra weight. That's perfectly fine. Or you can rest them in your lap. It doesn't really matter. You're going to press that one, say I'm going to be working my right leg. I'm going to press that left foot into the ground to create some stability, and then lift that right leg up. So you'll notice I'm going to have a little bit of a lean because I have to shift my weight just a little bit onto that left hip, but you don't want to lean too far. This exercise, you're not using your torso to lift your thigh or you lift your leg up. You're trying to keep your pelvis as stationary as possible. So you lift that leg up, hold it for 5 seconds, and then release down. Again, hold it up for 5 seconds, and then release down. This is an isometric. So isometrics are exercises where you don't move, but you still strengthen the muscles. Again, lift up. You could even push into your thigh or into your knee a little bit, or your thigh, just to get some little bit extra strength into it. If that's too much, then please don't do it. You can work up to that. Another common problem that people have is they bend back too far, right? It's they try to lift their thigh up or their knee up with, again, their torso. Maybe they try it this angle or they try it back. So really try to stay upright, keep that pelvis straight while you lift that leg. So you're gonna do that 5 times, 5 seconds each time. You can relax in between each set, that's great. And then you're gonna switch to that opposite side. Again, this is a great one for strengthening the hip flexor, the iliopsoas that connects into your hip and lifts that leg up. All right, those are 5 exercises. I've got one more for you. Knee extension. This is a great one. If you've got knee pain, this can help to align your knees. So I'm actually going to show it from the side just so that you can see kind of my foot posture. I'm going to show it to you 2 different ways. What you're going to do is lift. So I'm seated upright, just like normal. I'm going to lift that knee up, or that the leg up with my toes pointed upwards and hold it for 5 seconds. Again, you're not going to want to shift your weight back like this just to lift that leg up. You want to stay nice and neutral, upright, while you lift that leg. And then you're going to hold it for 5 seconds and then drop it back down. Hold it for 5 seconds and drop it back down. So another option is you can point your toes outward. This is called the penguin exercise, and it's great for also strengthening the inner thigh. The last one was strengthening more the middle portion of the thigh, the quad muscle, which is a common muscle that starts to have problems with it and starts to cause knee pain. So strengthening the quads, research has shown, helps to reduce knee pain. So that leg extension is a great one to add that you can do literally every day. But you can add that final one, the penguin one, lifting the leg up and then bringing it down. It's just called a penguin because your legs kind of look like a penguin, or at least I think so. And so just like this, you'll feel it more at the inner portion of the thigh and then drop back down. So that one you're going to hold for 5 seconds. You can do 5 total sets. Make sure you get each leg. So again, that's the 5-minute chair workout. So you can do that anytime you want. It literally works your shoulders, your core, your legs, your thighs, and you can do it entirely from a chair. So thanks so much for joining me in this workout and this tutorial. If you want a free gift, head over to feelgoodlife.com. We've got tons of content, free content that you can, articles you can read for different joint problems. We also have a gift, an ebook that you can download called 9 Remedies, Natural Remedies for Joint Pain. So there's some really good tips in there as well. And if you are not part of the community, make sure to hit that subscribe button and like this video if you enjoyed this content. I certainly enjoyed sharing that with you. So make sure to let me know what you think of the workout. Do it a few times. If you've got any questions, just let me know. I'm Coach Todd with feelgoodlife.com.